Hey, Kim. Hey. Emilio. I should say commentator. Right. That's my
Hey, hey, Big Mike on the mic again. Here Thursday rock and road shop ride here on July 27th. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this ride a little bit. This ride has been really up and down here this year. We had a great crowd. Um, kind of the crowd of misfit toys, if you will. It's kind of how I look at it. Some interesting characters out here today, but yeah. So we had a little issue there with Carlos, who's right in front of me in white, showing up a bit late, and we kind of split the group up and fractured the group up. And there's a couple guys up the road not wanting to wait for us, but hey, it's all good on a Thursday rock and road shop ride. So we're going up Cooks here, and making some good watts pretty much right from the get-go. So I got Tim here in front of me in black. Quiet rider, hasn't been riding with us for a long period of time, but yeah, he's pretty fit and can hang, and you just never really sure where he's at because he's so quiet. Got Tino right in front of me here. I've double X the speed here to speed things up. Tino has been around for a long time. Tino sold me a pair of pedals one time. Was worried I was going to break them. Yeah, Tino. Off he goes. Look at him. So now I got to put some watts down and get up to him too. So the group is kind of splitting up here on the right. Emilio is up there, who's just been killing everybody. And he went. I think he bridged up there to Monty and Anthony, and they just, man, those guys crushed everybody. And I think Mark Hoffenberg, we met him on the road. He wasn't there at the shop, but he's up the road. So that foursome just, yeah, there was no catching that foursome. So I found a nice wheel to get on. Here's Kim's wheel, and she has been riding, just putting some miles down, I've noticed on Strava, and riding strong. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm already hurting here going up the climb, but I gotta pick a wheel here and stay on a wheel. And I do climb better when I get on a wheel, and she was a good wheel to be on. So I'm making some pretty decent watts here, 300 watts, 350 watts here. I'm not going too much, but making good watts, and it's a good wheel to be on. I'm over definitely about 3.3 watts per kilogram, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. Who knows? Yeah, I'm just sorry, Kim. I'm not coming around you. It's just a little too much to ask of the big guy. And yeah, Kim just rode strong here, and then doubling up the speed again, and just to move things along. And then look who was sucking on my wheel, Tino there, wheel sucker. This guy looks so good on the bike. I mean, he and Mark Hoffenberg just look super good. They look like sprinter bike riders. They're kind of, I call them tiny guys, and they just look good on a bike. So yeah, so we spin our way up here. Look, we're making 450, 480 watts, 350 watts. Carlos put a big gap on us, and Kim for the most part closed that gap down with a little bit of help from Tino there. And then Tino kind of lost a little bit of gas. And look at Kim just power on up here right past Modjeska. Carlos has got to get out of the saddle just to stay on her wheel. Look at her get out of the saddle and hammer it down a little bit. And yeah, I'm trying to keep my cadence up, as I'm always talking about, up there at 100. Look at my heart rate too, 170, which is, yeah, tells me I'm getting a little bit back in shape. So that's good. Yeah, and hey, talk about wheel sucking. I just wheel sucked Kim the entire time there. And then I wheel sucked Carlos through the canyon. Look at this mountain biker. Almost took Carlos out there. All right, so we make it up the climb. Look at Kim go flying past us at least one more time. Yeah, we make it up the climb, go through the little dipsy doos or the little camelbacks here, and then back down into the canyon. So Kim, thanks. I really appreciate that tow. You're riding strong. In fact, the entire ride. She even put down a couple of tacks. But going uphill ain't the same as going downhill. And unfortunately, Kim lost our wheel here, and on the downhill portion, and I really didn't realize it, but kind of makes sense. When you're smaller, Tino lost our wheel too. Harder to stay on the bigger guy's wheel on the downhill. So it's just kind of that simple. It's a there's territory for everybody, I guess, and Carlos is a fairly big guy. He's not as big as me, but he's a pretty big boy. And yeah, he's an all-terrain. He can climb and hit the flats and muscle through. So Carlos and I, we trade pools here. There's some guys up the road, and a guy named John is up the road. Now, interesting little story here. I was looking at this ride here on Strava and checking things out. Carlos and I were trading some pools. Carlos honestly did more work than me. But there's John up there. So we start reeling him in. At this point, I can't even see Emilio and Monty and Mark and Anthony. And yeah, we're reeling in John here with Carlos's help. Thanks, Carlos. Got the little 1% there, and we can make up some good time. So we make it up to John. Now we're 3, right? So I've been suffering pretty much the whole ride, but I'm able to stay on the wheels and actually take some pulls, so that's good. So anyways, slow things down here a bit. We get up to John. There's 3 of us, and we pretty much press along here at the same pace, although these guys did a little bit more work than me. But interesting thing here, there's a Strava segment that's first half of Thursday Rock and Road Ride. I've never noticed that segment before. Never have noticed it until today. So I see this segment, and I look at the darn thing, and I have the second fastest time on this segment, 39 minutes and 48 seconds. The second fastest time. So who do you think has got the first? I'm really stunned that I have the second fastest time on this segment. There's been some really talented riders doing this thing for many years, going over 5 years ago. And I'm stunned I have that. I'm the second fastest. But you see that guy right there in front of me in green? This John guy? He's got the first fastest time. I'm 39:48. You know what his time is? 39:47. I did it 5 years ago. John did it April of this year. So, gee, John, I had a KOM for 5 years. I didn't even know it, and you took it away from me by 1 second in April. So here's Mr. Mark Hoffenberg. Have not seen him on the road for a while. He has a pretty good excuse. It's right there in front of you. Look, he's all bandaged up, man. The guy looks like a mummy almost. So I'm asking him what the heck happened. I know he hit a car, or a car hit him, or something happened. And then, then a kind of a regular riding buddy just kind of disappears on you for a while. So he's been healing up and getting back on the bike. And yeah, it turns out a car basically just turned left right in front of him, and he just walloped right into that car. Stitches and probably all kinds of fun road rash and all kinds of nasty little things that happened to you. But glad you're okay, Mark. You're just, dude, I can't thank you for all these years I've been riding on your wheel, all the awesome tips that you've been giving me over those years. It made me such a better rider. So yeah, you just, wow, there you are again. Hey, you're in the picture here a lot, all bandaged up. What a tough as nails guy he happens to be. So yeah. So anyways, we turn on after kind of going through Tustin Hills area there. Hey, there's Ed. Hey, Ed. Clowning for me. What another great guy. Yeah. You got to be on the front when you do that, man. Going past the finish line. All righty. I see you. We see you. So, yeah. So anyways, we, Emilio hammers there on, I think that's Tustin Ranch Road. And we get here to close to Jamboree at the park. And a hot day. I lost 5 pounds on this ride, and I drank basically 3 water bottles and still lost 5 pounds. So we pull up here to rewater, and yeah, some kids there, but yeah, we pull up to rewater, and I was just checking out all the bling, man. Look at all the bling we have. There's Monty and the Devo. Check that thing out. Super cool. He's pointing stuff out to me. Ever the salesman, Monty. Hey, I don't blame you. Shop owner, go visit his shop. Another Cannondale stealthed out. Another Devo, I believe that's Kim's Devo. Another Cannondale. Yeah, all kinds of bikes. There was Mark with his seeping, weeping wound. All right, so then we press on. We're on Portola here. There used to be a huge throwdown on this portion of the ride when this road actually opened up, and we're right back down there to doing the throwdown again. And there were some great rides here before Great Park started its crit series. Yeah, pretty much who was who in the OC in terms of throwing down. Some big wattage came out for this ride. So used to be Matt Ford used to come out here, Jake, A guy named Craig Hops. Haven't seen Craig Hops for a long time. Tino, Hoffy, who's on this ride now. Brandon Gritters used to come out here. Man, that guy just could crush. His brother used to do this ride. And I believe the person who started this ride is a guy named Jeff, and I can't remember Jeff's name. I have not seen Jeff. I think I saw Jeff on the road about 6 months ago. Wasn't sure if it was him or not, but I have not seen Jeff for quite some time. And I think he really was the originator of this ride. I want to say around well over 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I think it actually started out as a mountain bike ride, and then as summer came along, moved into a road ride, and I started doing the ride, I want to say about 6, 7 years ago, a couple of years before Great Park. And yeah, there just used to be some epic throwdowns on this ride with some fast guys. And I guess I was faster than I thought I was, because apparently, like I said, I had the KOM on this thing for 5 years and didn't even know it. So go figure. So, and it used to be, this ride used to get pretty big too, even maybe 30, 40 riders sometimes on this ride. And we used to go pretty hard. This used to be my favorite ride. So anyways, we're throwing some watts down here. Emilio's up on the front, killing it. Here's Monty. Monty, I don't know how you do it, man. You're hardly, when I look at your Strava files, you're not riding too much. Yeah, well, I'm pretty toast here, so don't look at me for any help. So we're kind of gliding. We know there's a red light up here. Thank goodness red light saved us. So I did not know these guys were going to hop on it here. So watch these guys. These guys, watch what they do. Emilio's got the track stand going. So he's going to be able to kill it. There's John. Look at sneaky little guy. He had been doing that the whole ride. It's kind of funny. So I'm watching these guys, and boom, away they go. Tino and I are like, and Tim, we're like, looks like Tim gave it, he tried, and I kind of gave it a half hearted attempt, but these guys are gone. So they were gone. We didn't see them again until we got back onto Irvine Boulevard. And then we're riding. We're actually riding in here. The ride's pretty much over. We go up on the dirt trail, always kind of fun to do. There's Tino. Man, one of these, I haven't crashed into dirt yet, so that's a good thing. So we're actually putting some good watts down here too, in the dirt. I think Emilio is behind me. I kept waiting for Emilio to come flying past me, because he's got this cool kind of cross bike going. And he does a lot of cross riding. And man, that guy, Emilio's in great shape here. And look at Tino throwing it down. Just pressing on the pedals there. Good job, Tino. Manny too. So we're actually going pretty hard here up this little dirt climb. And then we turn here onto this trail, and we kind of do this little, I don't even know what to call this thing. I think it's called Alpe d'Huez or Alpe do something. Alpe to whatever. But yeah, kind of fun going up here. And yeah, we're just riding it in and fading to black, and good stuff. All right, everybody. Later.